Hello and welcome to the showgram this week. We are working on the new, I'm going to call it the Busking Guitar because I already got one. As you could see in my thumbnail picture, that's the rig I use to go busting, and it'd be nice to add one more guitar to that. So let's get going. There we go. That's the Bento Box Uke. Didn't have any comments this week. Didn't have any new subscribers. So the contest is still running. I'm going to run it for another couple weeks. And then we'll see what happens. So be sure to look back at my old show and find out how you can win this free. Just thought I'd put a plug in. Get subscribers. Subscribe to my channel. Like. And this Bento Box could be yours. And you could learn to play Somewhere Over the Rainbow. There's your commercial. Okay, so yeah, keep trying to get subscribers to win that uke. Thanks for listening to my commercial. So we're continuing to work on this cigar box. Actually, I could hear all the parts in there. I figured a few things out, and so I thought I would go over. I'm trying to keep these videos short, so that way people don't waste a lot of their time watching them, but can at least watch them. What I'm going to do next is, actually, I didn't, to confess, I didn't get any wood yet. I'd have to make it to the lumberyard. So I got this piece, but I thought in the meantime, I'm probably going to cut this piece to fit this box exactly. So I have a base to go by of, adding the tongue and all that, because it's going to have to be raised up. So the other thing was I was fiddling around with this thing this week, and, I had this bridge. And what you do is, this is the block that's on the bottom. It goes on with screws. You take these little guys off. See those little guys? You take those off, which they all line up right here. So you take those off, and I thought, hey, I did find a plate. And the other good news is it's in the mail now, or it's coming. My daughter gave me a gift card for Chicago Music Exchange. She lives in Chicago, and so I was still debating what I was going to use for pickups. Well, you'll see it. I'll post a picture right in the clip. It's not here yet, but it's going to be the LP1 lipstick from Dana Electro pickup, and that's coming from Chicago Music Exchange as soon as it gets here, and I'll show you that. What I figured out was, with this bridge, I don't have to dig a big hole in here. I can actually put this through here with those 3 screws, and then I'll be able to connect this right on top like that. 3 screws through, and then I just have to drill holes for the strings to go through, to come through here. So this will essentially be on the inside. And then, the other holes I'll have to drill is for, and you can see on that picture that lipstick has a little bracket, so I can recess it in. So I'll just have to drill a hole in the front for that lipstick to sit in, which will be a little square cavity right up here, and that'll work there. So that'll be the hookup. The other one is I'm in a debate of to use like the Stratocaster style pickup where the cord plugs in, or I've got another one. This is actually like a more like a telly style, which is smaller, and I want to put it in the side here, but as I'm lining it up, I'd have to make a fairly big square hole to get it in here. But it might look kind of nice to have that hardware on there next to the clasp. And because this wood is thicker, that gives me more room for this. So I still got to make that decision on what I want to do on there. And so yeah, I basically found all the hardware. I got two possibilities for jacks, and I found little strap pegs. I did order in my order. I ordered a Jimi Hendrix guitar strap because she gave me a good amount of money for my gift card, so I was able to get that. I was able also, and I'll show it to you when it comes, I was able to get a slide made out of ebony, which was actually Taylor Guitar made them. So I'm going to see how that is. I might end up, that might be my main slide. It is extra large, so on cigar boxes with the narrower neck, you go like half the size. But these are regular guitar necks, so a bigger slide might be better. I like to play my slide on the pinky, so I don't need as long as one. So maybe I can custom cut that one, since it's wood, to the width of my finger to work better when I'm busking. I have a copper pipe I'm using, but it gets a little squeaky because of the metal on metal strings, and when you're using an electric, it kind of goes that way. So I might change that up. I gotta have to see how it sounds when it gets here. But basically, I'm getting all the parts in here. I went through all my stuff and found this is the back plate for when the neck goes on, which I didn't think I had. It goes on here. So what'll happen when I get this block of wood out, it'll come out like that, and it'll go on there like that. This will go on with 4 screws to bolt down the neck. So yeah, so we're working on that, and yeah, I just thought I'd throw a quick video in on the progress on this, and I've got a big gig coming up with my job running sound. There's a big conference, and I got to set up tomorrow, and I got to run it on Saturday. So I thought I'd get a quick video in. This one's going to be a little shorter, but since I didn't get any wood and didn't make any progress, I don't have too much to report. If my stuff comes today, later on today, I definitely will do an unboxing of it so you can see that. But yeah, I'm going to keep it kind of short and sweet, and then we'll go from there. Maybe I'll give you a few shots of the setup at Mission Hills tomorrow, because I'll be out there tomorrow, and maybe can show you what the setup is there. Sound is kind of my other love. But yeah, so remember to subscribe, ring the bell, make some comments, get some subscribers for me. Like I said, I got a lot more boxes to build, and yeah, that should be about it. And we'll see you next week. It kind of looked like a racing stripe to me. I like the way the foil changes color too, as you can see that. So that's why I chose this box. And this is the neck. I think I showed you that last week. And see, it's got silver. It's got the silver in the middle of the letters of Fender. Sometimes they have gold, sometimes they have silver. So it has that, and then it has the silver machines. And I kind of like the blonde next against the black, because there's this black piece here, and the dots are black on this one. As you can see, even the side markers are black, which is kind of cool. It kind of brings that theme together. So as you can see, it'll sit there like this. Can you see that? So it'll actually end up looking like this, which I really think is cool. So that's what we're going to start working with. Now there's other parts that have to go into it, just like on a Strat. This is a Strat that I actually had laying around. This is a Strat with the pickguard, and all the pickups for it and electronics are all hooked up to the pickguard. So, but obviously on a cigar box, if I tried to build this on top of here, it's way too small. So basically, I got to incorporate these components onto this box. So that leaves us with some decisions of, do I put these three controls in a row down here? Or you can't see that, sorry. These three knobs, do I put them in a row down here? And maybe even this switch here on the side of the box would be kind of cool. This switches the pickups, and have them go down there. And then the pickup placement, if I don't necessarily have to go with this arrangement, because it's so small, to mount three pickups across here might be a lot. And as you know, because I do have to mount the bridge. Okay, now these are off. I'll prop this up. This is the Stratocaster bridge. I had an extra one, and a little note when you're looking at Stratocaster bridges, the strings come through the top, and and they come out here. They go through the top, and then they come out here. This has a hole for the whammy bar, and that's why this is slanted, so it can go whammy. But the whammy bar is a lot of hardware. The other thing on a Strat, which gives it all its sustain, if you open up a real Fender, you'll see this block right here. See how thin that is? It's kind of narrow. I've actually purchased the replacement ones that are more authentic and gives it more sustain. They're actually bigger and thicker and heavier. So I thought, well, on my cigar box, I'm not worried too much about this. I might leave it on, but I might cut it down because for it to at least hold the springs, cut it down. And I won't be using it as a whammy because there's too much stress and tension, and the box isn't that heavy. Like when you look at I'll show you a Stratocaster body. Hang on here a minute. Oh, I can't get it down, but Stratocaster body is solid, so you can put a lot of springs and tension on it. So, but yeah, so I'll kind of beef this thing up, but I'll have to cut some holes in this to get it down here. So, and the distance, so I'll have to mount this down here. There's a distance from this nut to here where the strings break, or you can't see that. Sorry, let me tip my camera down here. There we go. I'm showing you stuff and you're not even seeing it. Holler at me. Just tell me, hey, I can't see that. So anyways, there's a distance from this nut to where it breaks right here on the bridge when you're setting it up. So if I don't have enough distance and it needs, in order for it to be in tune and in scale, it needs to be right here, then I'm in trouble. I need it to be really pretty close to this edge so I can mount it pretty close to the edge of the box. So in the box, when it's coming through, it'll be coming through, it'll be coming through like right through here. So it can still, that's why you can see this is, you can see, yeah, it's probably got enough room at the size it is, but I'm going to make it a little smaller just to, so it can drop in there a little better, or I might leave it the same. See, the problem is if it drops in there and there's no room for the strings to come through and set, then there's no room for those little string ends to sit on here if it's hitting the bottom of the box. So I'll probably saw this off because this whole bridge, I will mount it right down to the maple. It won't be a floating, they call it a floating, it won't be a floating bridge to use the whammy bar. It'll just be a solid bridge like this. So that's the things that I'm kind of dealing with on doing this. The other thing I would have to do is I have to have the jack and the jack plate somewhere in there. You know, where do I want that? Like, you know, do I want it here or on the side? You know, like that. I've seen them different ways. So these are the things I got to play around with, and especially for size. So if I look at another Strat, let me get my other Strat. Hang on. Just a little going out music. I'll even send you a little link on learning somewhere over the rainbow on the uke. Whoever gets this free, I can throw that in, so that way you can learn it too. I kind of like that song. It's kind of become the little tiny or soprano uke song. Like if you play guitar, it was always the joke of Stairway to Heaven, you know, and you can't play it in a guitar store. I'm thinking Somewhere Over the Rainbow is kind of becoming the song for a uke, especially if you go into Guitar Center and you start playing a uke. If you start playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, everybody's playing that. So, anyways, that's just a little tidbit of that. There's a lot of little uke groups online where they teach you the song and you can play along with a bunch of other uke players at the same time. They sing and play. So there's a lot of little clubs like that. Ukulele is kind of a little popular instrument to be able to have fun playing the uke. So we'll see you next week.